G'day, welcome back to Farming Simulator 15. We're back on Thornton Farm. It's been a long time since the last recording, but we are back. So, in the last episode, we finished spreading lime on this field and also spraying herbicide. We also bought a few chooks. So there's nothing else we can do on this field until the next day. So the first thing we're going to do this episode is fast forward until tomorrow morning. So I'll be back shortly, guys, in the morning. Okie dokie, we're back. As you can see, we have got the first little wheat plants growing here. So yeah, this map doesn't have the standard farming sim textures, it's got different ones. Quite nice. These ones look a little bit darker than the standard ones, but very nice. So on day 2, what do we need to do? We need to spray fertilizer. We need to spray NPK fertilizer. So, that tractor's already hooked up. We'll grab one of these ones. We will use this one, seeing as how it can't tow a seeder. Should be able to at least spray. Okie dokie. So the fertilizer that we're putting on here is going to be NPK fertilizer. So I've worked it out what I need to put on with a little calculator in Excel. So that's no worries. And lift that up. So yeah, let's go and get some NPK fertilizer. So I've recently upgraded to Windows 10 the last sort of week or so. It was right at the very end of the free update period. So we need to fill this up. We'll just fill it up fully. And we'll go NPK is what we want. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, Windows 10 upgrade. I've had Windows 10 before, but I had a lot of issues with it on this computer that I'm using now. It runs fine for a while, runs well, and then just doesn't boot properly. It gets stuck on the Windows loading screen and with the spinning dots, and then doesn't load. Leave it for a full 24 hours, doesn't load. So it hasn't happened yet, but you know, last time I installed it, I also had the issue where it, you know, worked fine for a few weeks. So anyways, we'll see how we go with this. Unfold. Yeah, which is a huge disappointment for me because I really liked Windows 10 when I first started trying. I thought it was pretty good update. But anyways, so what else has been happening? I've been playing a fair bit of Mad Max as well. Still, that game has a really long story, it seems like to me. You think that the story's over, but then there's much more to go. Okay, so just line this up properly. Alright, let's see how we go here. Not bad. So yeah, I turned off the crop destruction module because I didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know if it was going to be compatible with SoilMod or not, so it's gone. The rest of drive control, or a lot of the other drive control modules are still there, as you can see. Drive control are those extra items down the bottom with the four-wheel drive and all that sort of stuff, and the diff locks and all that. Different types of cruise control. It's pretty good little package, drive control. What else? I can't wait for No Man's Sky to come out. It should be about a week away for that one. Haven't actually paid for it yet. I'm not sure if I'll buy it on the first day or wait a few days to see if there's any huge bugs or anything like that, but with those sort of things, I don't actually like to buy them on the first... Oh, whoops! Whoops. On the first day because... Oh, sorry, pre-order I should say. I don't like to pre-order them because you get all this, like, shitty extra stuff which I don't think they should include that sort of stuff in games. It's, you know, it's just, it's for sales and marketing, obviously, I get that, but I don't really like the way that, you know, game developers will come up with a game and they'll balance it all and they'll do all this work, and then the marketing department comes along and says, alright, you need to break all the balance and everything that you've worked for because you need to offer a free shotgun and 3 extra paint jobs for people that, you know, pre-ordered, which, you know, breaks the balance at the start of the game. It happened to me. An example is Far Cry 2. I really liked that game, but the PC version that I had was like some special edition, and you had like, I think, a sawn-off shotgun, and I can't remember what the other thing was at very first, and they were pretty good weapons, so it made it the like having to work up to better weapons and get them with diamonds and everything like that not as worthwhile. I really don't like that sort of thing. I mean, it's part of life, I get that. A lot of things are compromised by money, but anyways. So yeah, this tractor's not too bad for this sprayer. It seems like a good size match. Doesn't have any trouble on the field with it. I thought I might do a little bit of third person just to mix it up a little bit, because I have been trying to do first person as much as possible. It is easier in third person, especially when spraying or fertilizing. And also I just thought it might be a little bit more interesting for the YouTube audience. Probably maybe 12 views, best case scenario, that this video is going to get. Anyways. So, I'm not sure if you can spray multiple things on the field and have them both have effects. Like if I had have sprayed herbicide in the previous in-game day and also tried to spray fertilizer, I'm not sure if the fertilizer and the herbicide would have worked, but I do know that only one sort of dose of water would have counted, so it won't get twice as much moisture in the soil from spraying twice. You'll only get it once, and it only really gets applied at midnight. So when midnight ticks over in SoilMod, all of the effects are calculated and all of the growth stage is calculated at midnight. So you get a little thing up in the top right hand corner where you can see the number 1 at the moment. A little thing comes up there and it says SoilMod like 5%, 6%, 7%, and it counts up as it's calculating all the way to 100% all of the growth cycles or stages and all that sort of stuff. So that is when that gets calculated, and any moisture is taken into account then, and the moisture sort of texture, the darkness on the field disappears, and the soil moisture percentage value that you see in the bottom right actually changes. So that's how soil mod works. Everything's done at midnight. Of course, it might take a few in-game hours to calculate if you're in maximum fast forward mode, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Even when I'm just playing without recording this game, I usually don't work at night anyways. I usually just fast forward through the nights, so that works for me. Oops, better watch this boom. Oof, very close. So what else is coming out? Not really all that much that interests me. The two big ones for me are No Man's Sky and Farming Sim 17. Will I have enough fertilizer to finish this field? Not sure. Probably will. I suppose I'm also interested to see how Star Citizen turns out as well. Star Citizen has been in the news a lot over the years, you know, for how much money it's made and some controversial things. And I think the biggest sort of thing about Star Citizen for the general fans is just how much it was hyped up when it was first put on Kickstarter, I think it was, and how long it's taken to develop. And I don't think they were ever dishonest about that. Like, I think that was always probably expected that it would take a long time to develop a game like that, but I just don't think people really thought about that when they got behind it and backed it. But yeah, that is a game that I am interested to see how it turns out. I have played it. I do have a ship in that. It's a whatever the very cheapest, crappiest one is. What is it? I think it's an Aurora. Whoops, didn't mean to turn that off. Aurora, and it's the LN version, which I think stands for Legionnaire. So it's got a few extra weapons or something on it. Okay, how are we going for time? Not bad. Alright, we'll switch this tractor off. What is running? Oh, whoops, I did the wrong tractor. Okay, switch this tractor off. And now we've worked this field all that we need to today. So guess what? We're going to fast forward to day 3. Okay, we're back on day 3. So the crop's grown a little bit more. Very lush green crops. So you can see there down the bottom right, we still have 2 days left of weed prevention. And the stats there are not looking too bad, nutrient and moisture and pH. But yeah, we're obviously aiming for what happens on the harvest day, because no matter what happens during the growth cycle, no matter what happens during the growth cycle, the actual yield is calculated based on the harvest day, or the time of harvest. So anyways, we are going to basically do the exact same thing as yesterday. We are going to put some more NPK fertilizer on the crops. I also just remembered too that I've been playing a bit of Kerbal Space Program again, playing through the career mode in that. Quite a bit of fun, that game. I've always had a lot of fun playing Kerbal, even, God, it'd be a few years ago now, I think, when it first came out. I remember it when it was on Steam, before science and all that sort of stuff. Honestly, I guess it's been a pretty slow development. Not huge amount has changed that over that period of time. I guess there'd be a lot of background stuff and artwork and things like that. Definitely looks better, but yeah, the concept is still very much the same. I guess they had it pretty down pat in their first pass. Like for gameplay and enjoyability, the rest is just fleshing out the career mode, really, or the science career mode. Yeah. Okay, so pretty much a repeat of what we did yesterday. Spraying the same fertilizer. It gets harder and harder because if you actually look from this angle, we can't even see the dirt, so we can't see where we've sprayed. So when it gets to this stage, it can be pretty difficult. See, even here I can't really see what's at the end of the booms. So go like this for now. Actually, do we have any chance of seeing what's going on there? Not really. That's how you'd have to do it in reality, but that was the wrong button. Oops. Sorry about that. Also, I just remembered, I saw a news article. I only read one news article, but I saw a news article, I can't remember what site it was from, about a company who is going to be, they've put out a teaser trailer and they're going to be releasing more information about another farming simulator game. So that would be probably the 4th addition to the genre that I know of so far. So you've got this one, the I guess Focus Home Interactive, published and made by Giant Software. Maybe the other way around. No, I think it's that way. Then you've got the agricultural simulators, which are I won't use the language that is going through my mind, but those games are bad. I thought, maybe they're just getting really bad reviews, so I bought one of them. I think whatever it was, Professional Farmer or one of those ones, and it was just like, I didn't find it to be all that buggy, but it just was really boring. And like, I don't know, how can you have a game that's as simple as driving tractors around but get it wrong? But it just felt like it was wrong to me, like the tractors just handled really poorly, and even other weird concepts, like you start cultivating a field, and then once the field gets to a certain percentage, it just says you're done and the whole field just appears cultivated. It was kind of weird. But anyways, I didn't give it a lot of time. I just got a refund on it. I didn't really enjoy it. Anyways, so that's the second one that I knew of in the farming simulation genre. Then the third one was cattle and crops. And I haven't really got much more info on cattle and crops. It still says, I think, released 2016 on their website last time I checked. There's a new screenshot up on there with what looks to be a map of the world, like a map of, like you can see in the bottom left corner here. But you know, obviously full resolution, or you know, like a blown up picture so you can see the whole map. There wasn't really anything in it that gave too much away, but the engine on that game looks relatively well fleshed out so far. You know, like they've got at least one tractor in the game and a harvester, like a forage harvester as well. The graphics don't necessarily, to me, appear better than farming sim, but they do. I don't know, they just gave me the impression that they're on a more modern engine or something like that. And then, yep, I can't remember even the name of the company, but the company has made other games, and they're going to be releasing information about this fourth competitor in the market, so to speak, at Gamescom. So I'm not sure when Gamescom is, not something I normally follow, but it'll be interesting to see what extra information comes out. And the trailer is just a CGI type of trailer. Oops. There's not really any big giveaways about what was in that game. But yeah, that's quite interesting to me, because I was pretty excited when I found cattle and crops. I thought, oh, you know, the more competitors in the market, the better. And you know, cattle and crops to me seems like more of a simulation rather than, you know, like more realistic in terms of vehicle handling and things like that. At least it seemed that way. So yeah, it would be interesting to see what this extra one does. And it makes me wonder with those kind of things as well, why they're appearing now, because if I remember, you know, I think it was Farming Sim 13 when that came out. I didn't realise that there was already a couple of games in the series already, but that actually got, like, from memory, really good sales. At one point it was like the second highest selling game on Steam or something like that. So it got really good sales. I think it was a little bit of a surprise how well that game sold, and I think it was just a surprise to some people that that game even existed. But you know, like, it obviously probably would take a few years to develop a game, especially from scratch, if you didn't have an engine or anything. So I wonder if you know, there's these new games appearing now because of the hype that happened back then, and they're only just coming to the stage where they can start their, I don't know, media campaigns, or, you know, start advertising. I don't know, interesting. Who cares? At the end of the day, they'll come out when they come out, and I will probably buy them. Oops, not doing a very good job of this. There we go. Missed a little patch there, we'll go over that. Very good. Okay, fold this guy up. And now that's all that we can do on day 3. Don't go through the bush. So if we just quickly look here, you can see that tomorrow is forecast to be 24 degrees Celsius maximum. So soil mod also takes temperature into account. It's pretty basic what it does, but any day that's greater than 22 degrees, you lose an extra amount of moisture from the soil. And also with rain, every day that it rains, for every hour that it rains, you gain extra moisture in the soil. So it's tomorrow, I've actually taken tomorrow into account in the calculations that I'm doing for moisture. You do have to factor that in and remember to look at the weather forecast for Farming Sim. And I can't remember, I think in Farming Sim 13, every time you logged into the game, the forecast was different over the next few days. Not sure if it's the same in 15. But anyways, I think that is enough for one episode. So guys, thanks for watching. This is, I think, the 7th episode of Thornton Farm. We're doing alright. At least we've got something growing by now. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.